Hi guys, Happy New Year. Welcome to today's screencast, which is for tomorrow's lesson, which is going to be on the functions of the cardiovascular system. So before Christmas, just to recap what we did, we looked at the structure of the cardiovascular system. So we looked at all the names of the kind of chambers within the heart, for example, the right atrium, right ventricle, and so on. We also looked at the structure of the blood vessels, so arteries, arterioles, capillaries, venules, and veins, and the composition of blood, as well as finally we looked at the nervous control of the cardiac cycle. So as I said, what we're going to be looking at over the next two lessons is going to be the functions of the cardiovascular system. So there are a number of important functions that the cardiovascular system play during exercise and sport performance, and how these affect and how sport affects these. Okay, so for your Cornell Notes, this is what I want you to get down. Okay, so delivering oxygen, nutrients, removing waste products, carbon dioxide and lactate, thermoregulation, fighting infection, and clotting blood. Now, you're only going to get the basic information for these. As I said, we're probably going to go over these within two lessons. It's going to take more than just the one lesson. So it's basic information you're getting down now, but I want this done for tomorrow's lesson so you're prepared when you come in. So first one, delivering oxygen and nutrients. Delivery of oxygen nutrients to tissues of the body via the bloodstream. Now obviously during exercise your body will need more of these. So the cardiovascular system responds by ensuring that there's a suitable kind of like supply and it meets the demand of the exercise. And then when the cardiovascular system can no longer meet these demands, fatigue will occur in the muscles and performance will deteriorate. So one of the functions, the main function of the cardiovascular system is to deliver oxygen and nutrients to the tissues. Okay, removing waste products, carbon dioxide and lactate. So carbon dioxide is transported to the kidneys, the liver, and returns carbon dioxide from the tissue to the lungs. And again, we're going to be going on about the removal of waste products in more detail within the lesson. So during exercise, your muscles will produce more carbon dioxide as we're working harder, and lactate as well. And it's essential that these are removed, and that is how they're removed. So it's removed via the kidneys, the liver, and breathed out through the lungs. So thermoregulation. So the cardiovascular system is responsible for the distribution and redistribution of heat. So do not overheat during exercise. As you are well aware, once you start exercising, you get hotter. Hence why you may start participating in sport with a jumper on. You actually take your jumper off because you begin to get hot. Now, thermoregulation works within two ways, or we control this within two ways. It's vasodilation and vasoconstriction. Now, we should already know what vasodilation and vasoconstriction is with regards to doing it previously in lesson, but I will go through this again because that was the exam question last year in the paper. Okay, fighting infection. So antibodies and white blood cells defend against viruses and bacteria. So when we learnt about the composition of blood, we learnt the fact that white blood cells help defend against disease, essentially viruses or bacteria. And then finally, the clotting of blood. This is why we did the composition of blood, because everything that is involved in the blood clot is in the composition of blood. So you get platelets attached together to form a plug or a blood clot. The platelets then release fibrin to seal the wound. White blood cells repair the wound. So when it comes to blood clotting, the key points are platelets, they attach to form a plug, release of fibrin, seal the wound, and then white blood cells repair the wound. And then finally, here's an example of a question that was asked in one of the papers from last year. So explain how thermoregulation within the cardiovascular system helps to control body temperature during exercise. You will all be able to answer this after the lessons that we have on the functions of the cardiovascular system. Once we've done the functions of the cardiovascular system, we need to look at responses of the cardiovascular system to exercise, adaptations, and additional factors. So we should be done with the cardiovascular system by the end of next week, hopefully. So if you get that down for me, that'd be brilliant. See you tomorrow.